Hi, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Shastine, your local Southwest Washington realtor, and this place might look familiar if you've been watching my channel for any length of time, because I did a full vlog regarding everything Ridgefield. Well, that vlog was over a year ago, maybe a year and a half ago. Time flies, and be sure to watch it. But today I have you out because I actually wanted to talk to some locals in the area and get their pros and their cons regarding living out in Ridgefield. What are the positives, the negatives? What things are they excited about that are coming into Ridgefield, or maybe not that excited about? So today we're going to hear from the locals. It may get a little authentic, so stay tuned. Certainly put some comments, and thank you for watching. Let's get started. Well, thank you, Karen, so much for just taking a moment while you're here working in your shop here in Ridgefield. And Karen is a local here in Ridgefield, and so we're just going to ask Karen, as somebody who's been here for, I don't know how long.
4 years.
4 years, yes. And so we've seen a lot of growth in 4 years.
We lived and raised our kids in Vancouver, on the east side of Vancouver, going on 35 years. We hardly ever came up to Ridgefield, I have to admit. I mean, my kids were golfers, so they went to Tri Mountain, and we came up a little bit, but because there was nothing really up here.
I know, it was so astounding.
And so then my husband got a new job in 2019, I believe it was, and so he had to drive up north, and we're like, you know, let's check out Ridgefield. So we did, and we actually rented a house for a couple years. That's and smart. Then we built in 2021. I just love the small town atmosphere, and I know it's growing like crazy, but it's so fun working here, people coming in all excited about the new stores and the new businesses
and
here.
Costco.
So,
Costco's coming in, so that's really exciting for us, right?
Yeah.
You've seen a lot of new construction going on all around you, and a lot of new faces, just like you mentioned. Now, with all that growth, so is there anything else that maybe you love about it, or that you're like, well, as we're growing, we might need to consider these things or that things, or?
Yeah, and hopefully they are, because, you know, it is, when you see all of just where I live down the street, there's a new development going in right across the street.
Yep, maybe Seven Wells by Pacific Lifestyles.
And so I live across in Clover Hill, and so you kind of think about, you know, we got a new roundabout in there, but what is it going to be like when all those houses are filled? So just thinking about widening the streets, all of that, what's going to happen? And that's really hard to know.
What is your most favorite thing to do here in Ridgefield?
You know, one thing that we have enjoyed, it's just kind of crazy, is that we've just kind of discovered it. It's like some really great live music. So we belong to the winery, Windy Hills Winery. It's right behind our neighborhood. And have great live music, and then downtown Ridgefield. Yep. A couple of places there, and it's just fun to go, and you know, it's kind of impromptu, and and it's not that far away.
I love that. Yeah, and that's the benefit. That's just, that is Karen's, you know, that this is, you need to listen to Karen, obviously, because she's lived here and she still loves it, and even though it's growing, there's so many things that still keep it small and personal. Yes. So thank you, Karen. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Hi, this is my new friend, Phil, and he is an actual local resident, just like Karen was. And obviously we all need to have personal opinions about where we live and the things that make it special. And so thank you, Phil, for just taking a moment to actually stop in your entertainment time here and your relaxation time to actually kind of tell us what you feel about Ridgefield. How long have you lived here?
Well, I was born early 90s, and I've lived here all my life. I left when I was 20 to join the military.
Thank you
Did
for your
that for
service.
10 years going on now, but 6 years of it was spent away and then broke it up. I've been here for a while, then I'll go away and come back.
So what are some things that you love about Ridgefield?
I love the fact that, at least down here, it still is a small town, even though around us is growing. For example, we have the casino out there, have all the housing that's come up in the last few years, but I like the fact that even going around and seeing all the houses, I can still remember how it was when I was a kid, and I like the fact that the town still holds on to that.
Yeah, I love that. I just took the video of all of the flags coming down the street. That's what makes the small town so special. Is there any concerns about Ridgefield, or maybe some cons about Ridgefield that maybe people just need to be aware of?
I remember as a kid, a big problem was drugs. Meth is a big problem that the police here were really concerned about. It seemed to have done away with it, not heard really anything about it the last few years. Another one would be the casino.
Really?
Ever since that casino went in, we saw a big uptick of petty crime, say burglary, and stuff of that nature. However, again, down here, seems to stay pretty quiet. A lot of that stuff stays out toward the casino.
Oh, okay, so the outskirts. And so what is one of your favorite things that you enjoy doing here in Ridgefield?
I really like the fact that we have a river down here. I really like going out on a boat, taking the kayaks out, and being able to paddle around at the river. I really like the fact that we have this massive wildlife preserve down here.
There's just so many peaceful places here, and I just really love it. Well, thank you so much, Phil, for just sharing just your personal and just what you've experienced. And that's what you're going to get. You're going to get authentic opinions and authentic views based off of what they've seen through time. And so thank you for giving really valid points. I really appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Okay, thanks. I have another beautiful human being that lives out in Ridgefield, and her name is Erica. Thank you, Erica, for just taking the time. I interrupted them from getting a meal, but that is how wonderful and kind people are who live out here in Ridgefield. And so, how long have you lived out here?
About 2 years.
And where did you come from? What drew you out here?
I moved from Woodland, and I just happened to find a very cute rental down here.
And so what's your most favorite thing that you like to do in Ridgefield?
There's a lot. They have great parks. They have amazing food carts, which is where we're at now.
Yes.
There's a lot about Ridgefield. They do a lot of events downtown, a lot of family events. There's nothing not to not like about Ridgefield.
Oh, I love that. And so now, is there anything that maybe it can have improvement on, or maybe a concern regarding Ridgefield? If there doesn't have to be anything, but
I don't think so.
That's so nice.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yep. So see, you heard it. So is there anything else, like if we were best friends and I'm like, I'm thinking about moving to Ridgefield, Erica, like what should I know about it?
Do it.
You heard it. Do it. So there you go. Okay, so this is Elsa, and she is a local here in Ridgefield, and a long-time local.
Yes, since 1984.
So Elsa, how long have you lived in Ridgefield?
I've lived here since 84, 38 years.
30. So you've seen
Something like
everything that's changed in Ridgefield.
Yeah.
And this street has been the only iconic thing that's maybe remained during that duration
It
of time.
has this intersection. Yeah, people think it's Main Street, but it's not. It's Main Avenue, and has been since I moved here.
And so what are some things that are maybe, what are the positives of Ridgefield, and maybe what are some things that people should know about that they need to consider if they're going to move here?
Well, I'm wondering if you really want to move here. The traffic has gotten, when I first moved here, there were 1,200 people, and now there are close to 20,000. So that makes a huge difference in traffic.
It does.
And the police force has increased in size as a result.
Right.
Because that kind of population brings that
Right.
about. The coffee shop brings sound about, quite a bit of it actually. I wasn't wild about the place when I first moved here. I followed a man, of course, and here I was. He lived here, and I liked his house. I liked the property he had. I liked living here, but I was working in Portland, so I hardly was here at all. And then I changed jobs, and I got a job in Vancouver, so I could drive down and back.
Yep.
So it was quicker. It's 16 minutes from my front door to where I was working, which was just fine. I went to the library and immediately met people of like mind, and a lot of very knowledgeable people, a lot of well-educated, and if not school-educated. They came from families that thought it mattered to know things.
Yeah.
And so that's been fun too.
Yes. I guess so the one thing that is a little concerning is just how fast we're going and just the roadways getting in and out.
Well, that, and then with the city council, I think there are things that go on in the city that transparency would not be a word I would use.
Right. So you're talking about for guns, right? Open.
Not just guns, for anything. City issues, parks, trails, all of that sort of thing.
Right. And it is important to be involved. And in the smaller cities, it seems that you would have more of a voice.
I think it would seem like you do.
Yeah.
And I'm not always sure that that's accurate. I think that sometimes it's not.
Gotcha.
But sometimes the city council meetings are fun. And one of the last ones I went to, it was quite a while ago, a fellow who's a gardener talked about planting grapes in the roundabouts because he had been talking to somebody in France and seeing them planted in roundabouts, and what a good idea that would be. So the city now is having designs for labels for bottles of Ridgefield Red.
And the grapes are being grown in the roundabouts.
They are being grown.
Funny.
And that's a nice thing, cozy and palsy about your community. And I think that the lines are supposed to go to visiting dignitaries from adjoining towns and other towns.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
Wow.
So it's not a money-making endeavor, but it's a good feeling endeavor.
Yes,
I think.
that much. Yes, it is. And what is your most favorite thing to do here in Ridgefield?
Oh, I like coming down to the coffee shop.
Yep.
I like going to the library. Those are my two hangouts. So it's nice. I like being here, the living room of Ridgefield.
The living room of Ridgefield.
Yes.
I love that.
And so many people come in, and you hail people you don't know, and you talk to people you do know, and it's a very friendly joint.
Yeah.
I think.
So that's beautiful. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're
for
certainly
just
welcome.
Giving just those little personal, points of view regarding Ridgefield.
Yes.
And so it will help a lot of people.
Well, I hope that anybody notices. It would be just fine with me.
Well,
thank you.
Everybody does need to listen because a woman that has been here for 38 years would know a thing or two. So
yes,
thank you
she
so
would
much.
know. Thank you very much.